Brexit means Brexit has been the prevalent message for years now, and this continues, coronavirus or no coronavirus. In light of current events, is the UK heading for a no-deal Brexit? Despite the ongoing effects of coronavirus, Brexit talks are pressing ahead, albeit with little progress being made as the UK and EU reach loggerheads. The process of negotiating the UK's way out of the EU is far from over, despite the fact the country left the bloc on January 31 this year, when coronavirus was first emerging in Europe. January 31 marked the beginning of the transition period for the UK leaving the EU. The UK is still in the single market, and must still uphold the rights of UK and EU citizens under agreements such as freedom of movement. The main objective for UK negotiators is to take back control, and Boris Johnson has refused to make any concessions in agreements and still wants a great relationship with our friends. UK and EU negotiators have remained in talks throughout the coronavirus crisis, but they are still struggling to agree on key issues, with reports that the EU's chief negotiator Michel Barnier is exasperated with the UK's approach. After the third round of talks in recent weeks, the UK's chief Brexit negotiator David Frost said, "I regret however that we made very little progress towards agreement on the most significant outstanding issues between us. It is very clear that a standard comprehensive free trade agreement, with other key agreements on issues like law enforcement, civil nuclear, and aviation alongside, all in line with the political declaration, could be agreed without major difficulties in the time available. Both sides have tabled full legal texts, there are plenty of precedents, and there is clearly a good understanding between negotiators. The major obstacle to this is the EU's insistence on including a set of novel and unbalanced proposals on the so-called level playing field which would bind this country to EU law or standards, or determine our domestic legal regimes, in a way that is unprecedented in free trade agreements and not envisaged in the political declaration.